Start in a seated position in the middle of your mat. Cross your legs however it feels best for you. Maybe just cross-legged. Maybe it's a half lotus with your foot facing the ceiling. Rest your hands gently on your knees and just breathe. On your inhale, reach your shoulders up and back and then down your back as you exhale. One more time. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Side body stretch as you're seated. Place your left hand on the floor. Maybe reach your elbow down as your right arm goes up towards the sky. Maybe look up or down, or maybe just off to your right side. Bring it back to center on an inhale. And then as you exhale, reach just a little bit farther. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. Right elbow comes down, right hand on the mat. Reach your left arm up high. Inhale to center. Exhale a little bit deeper. Inhale back up just a little bit. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale back up to center. Hands crawl in front of you. And let your upper body just hang as you still are cross-legged on your mat. Maybe you're coming down to your elbows, maybe just your hands, but try to surrender and let your back just relax and breathe. On your next inhale, rise right back up. And let's switch out your feet, so opposite leg on top. And let's go forward one more time, giving both hips a little extra love as you're seated. Noticing the difference on one side versus the other. Maybe roll your head side to side, finding movement as it feels good in your own body. On your next inhale, rise back up, and we are going to find a tabletop position on your mat. Hands underneath your shoulders, push into the mat a lot. Nice neutral spine, knees are under the hips. Gaze is just in front of your fingertips, and then look forward as you duck your belly. Exhale as you find a cat pose with you arching your back towards the ceiling. Inhale, face forward, duck your belly. Exhale, cat pose all the way to the ceiling. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, cat pose. Find a neutral spine, whatever feels better for you. Reach your right arm long as you inhale, and your left leg long back behind you, kicking towards the back of the room. And then as you exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee, nice and smooth. Arch your back a lot. Feel your abs as you reach forward, extend on the inhale. And then return back to center in your tabletop. Other side, left leg arm extends, right leg extends, kick through the back door. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Big twist all the way through. Inhale. And exhale, pull your spine towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, right back down, tabletop. Tuck your toes under here. Take an inhale and then hover your knees as you exhale, about 2 inches off the floor, engaging your core. Keep your spine nice and flat, and then find a downward facing dog as you exhale. First time here, bend your knees, Push your chest as close to your quads as you can as you reach your heels down towards the floor. Bend your knees, maybe one or the other. Maybe you lift your heels. If you choose to lift your heels high on an inhale. Then exhale, bring them down closer to the mat. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, closer to the mat. Inhale, bend your knees and crawl down. Bend your knees, booty gets closer to your heels, and then back to downward facing dog. Really just trying to focus a little bit here on your legs, getting some movement through. On your next inhale, I want you to crawl your hands and feet towards each other at the top of your mat for ragdoll. Exhale here, holding on to your elbows. Let your upper body hang heavy, just spilling over your legs. Feet are still hip-width distance apart. Try to bring your body weight just a little bit more forward so you can feel the weight in the ball mounds of your feet. Release your hands to the mat and just play with how this feels on your spine. On your next inhale, I want you to bring your feet to touch and then find a halfway lift and roll all the way up to standing. Shrug your shoulders up and back, maybe a couple times here. And then palms forward, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Grip into your mat with your with your toes. Lift your kneecaps and squeeze your glutes. With an inhale, rise up to mountain pose. Spin your hands so that your pinkies face one another, drawing your shoulder blades down your back. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. One more inhale here. Exhale, swan dive. Open up all the way down to the floor for a forward fold, letting your upper body hang nice and heavy, spilling over your legs once again as you let everything just relax. Take an inhale here. Stay for an exhale. Good. Inhale is a halfway lift. Hands are on your shins. Flatten out your back a lot. Gaze is at the top of your mat. Small bend in your knees. Stay for an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're just going to come down nice and smooth. Step it back for your high plank. Shift your body weight forward ever so slightly on an inhale. And then as you exhale, lower halfway down into chaturanga. This is a half push-up. Drop to your knees if that feels better for you. Otherwise, hold that chaturanga before you take an inhale for an upward facing dog. Eyes are forward. Shoulders are down. Tops of your feet are flat on the mat, but your legs are lifted. And then find a downward facing dog on an exhale. Good. We're going to do it again. One breath, one movement. Inhale, bend your knees. Good. Exhale, get ready. Inhale, heels up, bend your knees and walk to the top of your mat. Your feet are together this time. Inhale is a halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose all the way back up with your arms. Exhale, swan dive down to the floor, forward fold. Inhale is your halfway lift. Exhale is your high plank. Step it back, shift forward, and then lower down for chaturanga. Upward facing dog is the inhale. Downward facing dog is the exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, feet are together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep up. Exhale, we're going to go in for a side body stretch here. So your right hand is going to go back behind you, opening up the chest. Left arm goes up in front. Both hands are facing the same direction. I want you to kick your right hip forward so it's still lined up with your left. Look back behind you or just look off to one direction. And then as you inhale, find mountain again before we go to the other side. Kick your left hip forward this time to line up with your right as you high five the left side of the room. Draw your shoulders down your back and look wherever you need to with your gaze to feel comfortable. Your next inhale comes back up to a mountain pose. Exhale, down, forward fold. Inhale is that halfway lift. Exhale is a high plank. You can step or hop back. Up for upward facing dog and down, downward facing dog. Moving on. Take a moment here to breathe in your downward facing dog. Big inhale through your nose. Then come all the way up, right leg high on your next inhale. I want you to make sure that you are nice and straight before you step it through for a low lunge on the exhale. Inhale, rise up, grounded twist. Left hand stays down as your right hand goes high. Nice big opener through the hip. Looking up at your hand. Coming back down on the exhale, drop your back knee to the floor and you're coming up for a crescent moon. Both knees are bent here. Your right knee is over your foot, or your right knee is over your foot, and you're coming all the way up for crescent lunge, back down, lower for crescent moon, up for crescent lunge, down for crescent moon, working your legs here. We're moving straight into your low flying lunge. Reach your upper body forward. Hands are facing the floor. Gaze is forward. A lot of pressure on that front right glute. And then bring your arms forward as you go for a forward reaching lunge. Body's in the same position before you open up for a warrior two. Palms are down facing the floor. Draw the shoulders down your back. Your gaze is over your right hand here. Nice and strong through both of your legs, really pushing that mat apart. Your inhale is going to be a reverse warrior. Back arm comes all the way back to your leg. Front arm, right arm, all the way up towards the ceiling, and high five the back of the room looking up towards your hand. You're welcome to wrap your left arm around your body. Take the inhale before you exhale down for a low lunge, and then find a side plank on your inhale. Look up at your hand as you open up for that side plank. Top foot can be in front of your bottom foot to support you. Find a high plank and then reach forward, come down for your chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Same thing, other side. Left leg goes high on the inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, come all the way through for your low lunge. Nice and smooth as you come through. Straighten out that back leg. Grounded twist opposite side, right arm down, left leg high. Push your hips down for that big opener. Stay for an inhale. Good. Bring it all the way back down on the exhale. And then drop your back knee down, finding that crescent moon all the way up with your upper body, mountain arms up above you. On your inhale, you're going to rise up for a high lunge. So straighten out your back leg as you come up high. And then right back down to that crescent lunge, low. Up, high lunge, down, crescent moon. Up, high lunge. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, down. One more time up and stay here before you go back for a low flying lunge. Bring your body weight forward. Palms are facing down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you look in front of you. One more inhale here. Stay for the exhale. On your inhale, reach your arms forward for forward reaching lunge. A lot of pressure on that front glute. Big inhale. Opening up for a warrior two on the exhale. Palms are facing the floor. Front leg is bent so your knee's over your heel. Inhale here. Pull that mat apart. Exhale. Inhale is going to be that reverse warrior. Back arm comes to the back leg. Front arm up and back, high-fiving the back of the room. Take the same arm variation you did last time. Gaze up at your hand. Big bend in the front knee. Stay committed. Inhale here. Good. Exhale all the way down, low lunge. Opening up for that that side plank on this side. Right arm is base, opening up through the left hand. Hips are high, squeeze. Stay for an inhale. Bring it back down for a high plank on your exhale. Come forward and down for your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, meeting in downward facing dog. Good. We're going to go again. One breath, one movement. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, grounded twist. Exhale, back to low lunge. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, down, crescent moon, back to a high lunge. One more time, down, and all the way through, low flying crescent. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, swan, bring it all the way down, low lunge. Side plank is the inhale. You're going to stay here for a breath. Coming back down on the exhale, forward and chaturanga before you find upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, grounded twist. Exhale, back down, low lunge. Coming all the way up, crescent moon. Bring it up, high lunge. Down, crescent moon. Up, high lunge. Down, crescent moon, up, high lunge, open it down, all the way low flying, before forward reaching. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down, low lunge, stepping it back, finding that side plank, right side is base. One more inhale, bring it down, high plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge, grounded twist up. Bring it back down, low lunge, crescent moon up. All the way up, high lunge, down to the crescent moon, tap the knee, up, high lunge, down, crescent moon, up, high lunge, low flying crescent, forward reaching lunge, open it all the way up, find warrior two, big bend in the front knee, reverse warrior, inhale, exhale all the way down, low lunge. Find your plank before you come off to your side plank. One more inhale, exhale back down. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog is where we meet. Left leg high, keep it going. Step it through, low lunge, grounded twist, right arm base. Down, low lunge. Good. All the way up to crescent moon. Rise up to a high lunge. Back down, tap the knee. Up, high lunge. Down, tap the knee. Front leg stays nice and bent. All the way back up. Low flying lunge, hands back. Front lunge, arms open. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel it down, low lunge. Step it back, find side plank here. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, come forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat, both feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's find chair. Hands can be at your heart center if you'd like, or they can be forward reaching, either way, but your back is straight, your hips are back, and you're gluing your knees together. Both feet together too. Take an inhale for a single leg mountain. Good. Then come all the way back for an airplane pose, palms down, toes back behind you, perpendicular from your head to your heel. Bring it back to a single leg mountain, left leg lifts. Then back to a chair, same thing other side. Inhale, right leg high in single leg mountain. Exhale, bring it back for an airplane pose. Kick the back of the room, gazes forward. You're perpendicular to your leg and the floor. Bring it back up, single leg mountain, then find chair again. We're going to slow that down just a little bit. Take a big inhale, sink in the exhale. Take a break, forward fold. Good. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart and bring your hands underneath for gorilla pose. Palms are going to face the ceiling as you bring your hands underneath your feet. Pull yourself nice and close to your quads and pull apart your elbows so they go farther apart as you get a little bit closer to your legs. Try to relax your upper body. And then when you're ready, bring your feet right back together to touch. We're going to go a little bit slower through your airplane and single leg. Halfway lift is an inhale here. Exhale back to a forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Arms are right at your chest or forward reaching, whatever feels best for you. Stay for an inhale and then reach your knee up on the right side for your single leg mountain. Knee is going to be lined up with your ankle, but also with your hip, making a 90-degree angle. And then talk your way forward so you find that airplane pose. You have an up dog quality to your chest. Arms are flying back behind you, palms are facing the floor, and you're kicking through the back of the room. Draw your right hip down, and then reach right back up for that single leg mountain on the inhale. Stay here. Find stability. One more breath in. And then let's find chair pose as you bring it back down. Other side, left leg lifts. Your knees lined up with your hip. Flex your toes towards the ceiling and draw your shoulder blades down as you gaze forward in the single leg mountain. Stay for an inhale here. Getting ready to exhale as you bring it all the way back to your airplane. Draw your right hip down as you kick right back behind you with your left leg. Heel is kicking through behind you, toes are towards you, up dog quality in that chest as your palms face down. Exhale out all the air. Inhale back to single leg mountain. Good. Squeeze through your right glute to help support you and keep you stable. One more inhale. One more exhale. Finding your chair pose one more time here. Nice flat back. And forward fold. Take a break. Good. Bend your knees if you'd like. Find a halfway lift on the inhale and then step it back for downward facing dog on the exhale. Right leg high is the inhale, finding half pigeon, right knee to your right wrist as your foot comes back behind your left hand. Left leg is long back behind you, point your toes back, find a high pigeon first so your upper body is nice and tall, gaze is forward. But then when you're ready, you can surrender into a sleeping pigeon, whatever that feels better for you. But you can crawl your hands forward, come onto your elbows, let your upper body rest, let your head hang heavy. If it feels better and you still have more space, you could even come down, widen out your elbows, and maybe rest your hands or your head into your hands. But just breathe. Deepen your position. Breathe into the tightness that you may be feeling in your hip. or your glute. On your next inhale, rise right back up, tuck your toe under and find a downward facing dog and a three-legged dog. Kick your right heel up and back before you return back, just kind of really playing around with what feels good. Then we're going to move to the other side. So your left side goes up before you find a pigeon. Right leg is back, point your toes back behind you. Notice the difference in your hips. Nice and high through your pigeon first. And then when you're ready, surrender yourself down. Find your breath on this side. Recognize the difference between each side. And breathe through it. Long inhales, long exhales. Rising right back up to that high pigeon, tuck your back toe under. Find a downward facing dog. Flip your dog if you'd like. Maybe you just move through that hip before finding yourself back onto your mat. Take a seat in the middle of your mat. We're going to go for a wide-legged forward fold. So legs are wide. Reach off with your right hand over towards your foot as your left hand over towards your left foot as your right hand is high and extending towards the left foot. Try to keep your shoulders stacked. Then when you're ready, you can turn your whole body towards your foot and really try to bring yourself as close to your foot as you can, getting a good release through your lower back and hamstring. Walk your hands over towards the right side as your left arm comes up nice and tall and you're reaching your right hand towards your right foot. Find whatever is accessible to you as you reach through this stretch and then turn your body towards your foot and try to get that big stretch through your back and your hamstring. Bringing yourself to center, try to find some deepness through your stretch. Maybe you're on your elbows. Maybe you can lay flat. Maybe even adjust your legs as you need to. Then when you're ready, coming right back up to a seat. Both feet are forward this time. Flex your toes towards you and then bring your right knee towards your body, right foot on the outside of the left knee. Wrap your elbow around the knee. Hand is back behind you as you turn through a seated stretch. Look back behind you, but lift the crown of your head, trying to have a nice flat back in this seated position, only turning as much as you can. Moving to the other side. Left foot on the outside of your right knee. Wrap your elbow around. Back hand is right next to your hips as you turn and stay tall. Deep inhales and exhales here. Finding yourself back to center. Lay out long on your mat, coming down flat against the mat. Draw both knees into your chest. Head rests against the mat. Draw circles with your knees with one side, then go to the other side. Circles both ways, releasing a little bit of pressure through your low back. Palms off to the side and finding a modified supine twist. Let your knees drop off to the left side as your right hip comes up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and just breathe. Cooling down. Bring yourself back to center. Hug your knees in tight one more time. Other side. Knees drop off to the right as you look over to the left for a modified supine twist here. Bring knees back to center. Give yourself a good squeeze. Pull it in before we release. Arms by your sides, palms face the ceiling. Final Shavasana. Legs are extended out in front of you, letting your toes flop open. Closing your eyes. And just focus on your breath. Long inhales, long exhales. Legs are heavy, shoulders are heavy. Find a little bit of movement if you need to get as comfortable as you can. Maybe bring your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe finding some lightness behind your eyes. Just breathe. Maybe you have one hand over your heart, the other on your belly, trying to focus on a yogic style of breathing where your stomach rises and falls with your breath, rather than just your chest. See how far you can expand your stomach with your breathing, recruiting as much oxygen as you can to recover. When you're ready, bend your knees, maybe come off to a fetal position on your favorite side, letting your bicep be your pillow and your hands rest wherever they will. You're welcome to stay here, or if you're ready to exit out of your practice, then we will meet up in a seated position exactly where we started. Cross your legs, take a seat, hands at heart center. Draw your shoulders down, take a big inhale. Exhale out all the air. I bring my hands to my third eye center, saying thank you, and I bow to you. Namaste.